Have you ever bought a property thinking it can make you rich, only to realize you're stuck? So this is what happened to my dad, overseas friend. He bought a property in Singapore 10 years ago, expecting it to rise in value over time. But years later, while other properties are almost doubling in value, his is losing money. So what could be worse? What if he's forced to sell it at a loss? Why do some properties boom while others stay stagnant? What are the hidden traps that make certain homes impossible to sell? This isn't just bad luck. It's a mistake that many property buyers make. In today's video, I'm going to show you why some properties never really appreciate, the hidden traps that keep many owners stuck for years, and most importantly, how to avoid buying a bad property in the first place. Before we get started, please help me to like this video so that it can reach out to more people like yourself. Thank you. Number one, the myth that property always goes up. Well, many people believe that property prices can only go up over time, but that's simply not true all the time. So here's the reality. Number one, some areas grow faster than others. Number two, some properties remain stagnant for years due to poor or weak demand. Number three, some properties depreciate over time due to aging, bad location, or oversupply. Let me give you an example. Imagine buying a luxury waterfront condo in a prime location, expecting strong appreciation. But 10 years later, prices are flat, while condos in other parts of Singapore have almost doubled in value. Why? Because you didn't check the key factors that actually drive appreciation. So let's take a look at some of the real reasons why some properties hardly appreciate and why some owners struggle to sell even at a loss. Number one, the overpriced new launch trap. Many buyers buy new launch projects hoping to profit more when it reaches TOP. It's not wrong and it's a very popular choice, but you need to check that you're not overpaying for that new launch property. Well, many of us already know that new launch properties are indeed more expensive than resale ones because it's new, feel like a first-hand experience, and it requires minimal renovation. But when it is priced way higher than the rest, it is a clear warning sign that you may not be able to profit from it. Let me give an example. Reflections at Keppel Bay. So Reflections was first launched back in 2007, 2008. And when the condo was first launched, buyers were really excited about it. Number one, because it's prestigious waterfront location. It has a magnificent, outstanding architecture design. The prices back in Reflections then were launched at a very high premium, with many buyers expecting strong appreciation. However, many years later, resale prices have hardly moved. Some units are even selling at a loss. So what went wrong? First, Reflections was launching at about 1859 PSF at that point of time, where the other RCR condos were launching at 1136 PSF. How do you expect to make huge profits when you are paying 60% higher than the rest? Of course, there are other contributing factors that causes the price to drop. For example, the developer holding on to many balanced units, which actually caused an oversupply of units in the condominium at one point of time. What's worse is when in 2008, the average PSF for RCR dropped to 983 PSF, while Reflections was still selling at a record high of 2037 PSF. In fact, RCR average PSF only exceeded 2000 PSF mark around 2020 to 2021. Just for information, other RCR projects that were launched during that period of time include developments such as the Freehold, Basilia on Hague, Amber Residences, and City Lights. And they were all selling cheaper than Reflections at Keppel Bay. So technically speaking, buyers who bought Reflections bought it at a price a decade earlier. So what's the lesson here? Don't assume that all new launches will definitely make money. Do your due diligence to find out what other comparable or similar projects are pricing that units at. Remember, you don't want to buy way too high a price because that's going to rip off all the profits that you may potentially have. Next, the mass supply problem. Too many units, too few buyers. Sometimes when a single condo development is too big with too many units, it struggles to appreciate. Why? Because buyers have too many choices to choose within the project itself, reducing the urgency to buy. So when supply is more than demand, the buyers will naturally have the power, to bargain and to bring down the prices. And when it's time to sell, all the owners will be competing with hundreds of other sellers, keeping the prices stagnant. Let's go back to the same example of Reflections at Keppel Bay. So as you know, Reflections is a huge development with over 1,100 units. So with many units for sale, a buyer actually have many choices and they actually have the bargaining power. What makes it worse was that the developer can actually cap a lot of balanced units on hand. And when they released it out in the market was suddenly flooded with an influx of supply. There was a point of time where there were a few hundred units for sale at one point of time, making it difficult for existing owners to actually sell their units. Another example, if you were to take a look at Property Guru, if you just go and search and take a look at some mega projects such as Normanton Park, D'Eden, or Treasure at Tampines, you will see that there will be a lot of listings for sale and rent. At any point of time, there's easily more than 100 listings for sale and rent, meaning that buyers have a lot of choices and sellers or landlords will have a hard time fighting because there was intense competition going on there. However, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that big developments won't make money. Okay, there are other projects such as Sterling Residences and Soul Acres, which have proven to be very profitable because at the end of the day, the profitability of a property is based on many other factors as well, such as location and entry price. So what's the lesson here? Be cautious of mega projects unless they have certain unique selling points like a great location, exclusive units, or a very strong rental demand. Or in large condominiums, try to buy a rare unit type that stands out for the competition. For example, the bigger bedroom units are usually more popular as compared to a smaller unit size, or a premium, different view, or a higher floor unit. And if you must buy in a big project, do make sure that you're entering at a good price because when you're selling, you will be competing with many other sellers. If you think that the video is helping you so far, please help us by liking and sharing this video so that more people can benefit from it. Thank you. Let's come to the location. Poor location, no pull or push factors property. Some properties just lack compelling reasons for people to buy or rent them. There are no good schools, there's no MRT stations, there's no shopping malls, business hubs, no amenities, basically equals to low future resale demand or low rental demand. Some condos may look very affordable, but they are too far from all these amenities and lifestyle hubs and transportations. And it is even worse if there's no upcoming transformation plan in the future, which means no future upside. For example, let's take a look at the chart here. Okay, the East Coast properties versus the West Coast properties. As you can see from the chart, the properties in the East Coast area are doing better as compared to the properties in West Coast. Why so? Because number one, in the East Coast area, there are actually more, for the lack of a better word, better good schools in the area. It's also near shopping malls. You have malls such as Parkway Parade as well as East Coast Park, where it is a unique lifestyle offering. There's eateries, there's the whole row of cafes and seafood restaurants and a lot of lifestyle offering in the area. As compared to West Coast, in the West Coast area, not that there isn't much amenities, but if you compare to the vibrancy of the East Coast Park, West Coast Park is definitely lacking in terms of vibrancy and popularity. In this case, it translates to the prices in the West Coast area. But not to worry, the good thing about the West Coast properties is that they still have upcoming future transformation, which is the Greater Southern Waterfront. Hopefully, in time to come, when the Greater Southern Waterfront area is being developed, that will actually help to increase the prices in the West Coast area. So what's the lesson here? Buy in locations with pull or push factors. For example, near good schools, near unique lifestyle offering. For example, waterfront, parks, near amenities. The more the merrier, train stations, restaurants, eateries, shopping malls, business hubs, etc., etc. And if you are not, do make sure to check the urban transformation plan. Because if an area has no such infrastructure or amenities and there's no future transformation plan, it will likely stay stagnant. Next, the poor facing and bad layout units. Some condos may be in a good location, but certain units within the project never sell well. Have you ever wondered why different units in the same condominium may sell differently? Some condos may be in a good location, but certain units within the development sell really well and certain units don't sell as well. Let's take a look at this project here. In this same development, the highest profit made for a 4-bedroom is $890,000, which the owner holds for about 7 to 8 years. And yet, on the other hand, the highest loss in the same development is $1.43 million for another 4-bedroom unit, which the owner held for 5 years. How is it that they are both 4-bedders, but a huge difference in profits? Of course, we already learned that the buy-in price is very important. So the one owner bought it at 1531 PSF, whereas the other owner bought it at 2028 PSF. Almost 500 PSF difference. So it also boils down to unit layout and bad facing. So what are some facing that we want to avoid? Number one, a lot of homeowners, buyers, they don't like west-facing units because of the afternoon sun. I'm sure many of you know that afternoon sun causes heat in the house as compared to a non-west-facing unit where it will be a lot cooler. So if possible, try to find units that are not west-facing. Next, units that are facing noisy expressway, facing the bin center or in front of a substation are also not well liked. So before buying, make sure to check out where these places are. Where's the bin center? Where is the substation? Where are the barbecue pits? Or some people, they may not like to be very near the playground, the children's playground because of noise as well. And if it's a resale property, do check it out. If it's a new launch property, do take a look at the site plan beforehand. Next, what about layouts? A lot of home buyers, they will actually pick on things such as too many long corridors, odd-shaped living rooms or bedrooms. Some also don't like huge balconies. Have you actually seen some units where the balcony is bigger than the living area? Many owners also don't like floor plans units with wasted spaces such as voids, huge aircon ledges, which are actually considered in your unit size and we are paying for it. Unless you're buying a new launch project that has already been harmonized, where those areas are considered non-strata, meaning it's not counted in your unit space. The unit facing is also equally important. If your unit is facing an MRT track, a multi-story car park, or like I mentioned earlier, a direct afternoon sun, future buyers may not be able to offer you such a good price. Another tip as well, if you're intending to sell your house or to sell off your property, try not to hack away any existing walls. For example, you are a 4-bedder, but you're converting it into a 3-bedder with a walk-in wardrobe. That will actually reduce your resale value unless you choose to reinstate the wall back before selling it off. So what's the lesson learned here? Not all units in a good project appreciate the same way. So choose your stack and your layout very wisely. So in conclusion, how can you avoid getting stuck with a bad property? Number one, research on recent price transaction. Check the recent prices to make sure you're not overpaying for the property. No matter how good or popular a property may be, it is tough to make profit if your buying price is way higher than the rest. Number two, check rental demand. Even if you're buying for your own stay, it is good to check if an area or a particular property is very popular with tenants, because it's only with demand and popularity then comes the increase in prices. Third, check future transformation. If the location you're looking at has little amenities and yet no future transformation plan, growth of the property may be slow. Next, look at past performances. Some areas have proven track records of appreciation while others don't. So it is important to look at an area with good appreciation as well. Choose good unit layouts and facing. A well-placed unit in the same development can make or break your bank. If you'd like to find out more about how to choose a profit-making property, do feel free to reach out to us. Or better yet, sign up for our upcoming webinar. We will share with you in depth on our 7 steps PIC system on how we actually choose the profit-making property. Links in the comments. Thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button so that you don't miss out on our new videos. See you next time. Bye-bye.